August 28, 2024, Agricultural Commission meeting. Under the guidelines of Massachusetts law, this meeting is being videotaped. We should start with the pledge to the flag.
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with justice for all.
So I went to Paula Brown's office, and apparently I haven't been appointed yet for this new year. Only Norm, Ray, and Dee have been appointed, so we don't even have a quorum tonight.
Yeah, but I did all my.
Did you get?
Yeah, I did, I have
Did you get
one that
sworn
says,
in?
Yeah,
When was that? Was it,
like in April.
yeah, they reappoint us in June.
June, we might have to go again.
Yeah, I have to go in
I have
June.
to go, you have to go.
So we can't vote on anything
So we'll
tonight.
have to be on the selectmen's agenda for an appointment.
Yeah, I'll keep up with Paula on that.
Shoot.
Norm, Ray, and
It'll be
Dee are the
easy.
only members so far that don't need to be reappointed.
yeah, I got a paper until the 26th, I think.
Yeah,
And you asked about me too?
you were on the list of reappointments. So
Okay.
she had me sign a document saying we were all re-up for
Okay.
appointment.
And the website says we're all off.
We're all off?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not up to date.
No, never is.
So anyway, let's get down to the minutes. Norm, I think our minutes are all screwed up because we had a meeting in 2023.
I got March.
That was when there were only three of us. Did we have it, do you have any minutes from that one?
I have
plus-
something from March 15th, 2023.
That was the one where it was just the three of us.
That's the last one that we had.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, it was 8 people were in the audience. We opened the meeting at 7. Ray Raposa was here, Ray Elias was here, Norm Anderson, Tina, Jackie, and Dee.
When was our last meeting?
Our last meeting was March 15th,
That's what I have here.
2023. And if you saw,
Yeah, so when,
I changed.
when
the-
did we have the meeting where it was just the three of us?
I think that's the one with,
And then we didn't, we
Joe.
haven't had a meeting since then.
right, but
It was-
that was like climate resiliency thing. It was.
No,
it
that was,
the
that
other
was
thing.
another meeting. That was another meeting.
The date, it was 2022.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
haven't met in a while. Let's
Yeah,
put it
That
that
was
way.
a mistake on the header. I had November 2nd, and I sent you a revised copy.
Yeah, we'll have to go over the meetings, minutes
My
again.
minutes here in my folder here, the last one was, we had a meeting November 2nd, 2022, and then we had one 3/15/23.
Now, who showed up at the 3:15:23?
Ray Elias, you, me, Jackie, Dee, and Tina.
That's what I have.
I thought we had a meeting after that where it
I
was just
thought
three
we
of
did
us.
was
and
3 of us, but I don't see that I have
We
any
didn't have a
notes on
meeting
that.
after that?
I don't believe, there's nothing in my
I don't
records.
remember.
Yeah, I
You
do.
weren't here. It was just the three of
It was
us.
just the 3 of us. We didn't do anything. We kind of closed.
Yeah, it was like a
So we
meeting,
didn't
a
do
meeting.
anything.
Here we go. April 13th, AgCom, Ray Raposa, Norm Anderson, Tina Noel.
There it
Open at
is. So
7.
that's
Ross
the-
Moran,
that's the
Celebrate
meeting
Farm
that
Days.
we,
That was April 13th. I don't have the year
so we'll
there.
we'll need minutes on that one.
Well, there's no need for minutes if there's not a.
No.
Well,
We
I
did
thought
talk
it was
about
still
some
a
stuff.
meeting. It was still an official
We
meeting.
didn't talk about it.
We talked
Yeah.
about, this is what I have here. Ross Moran, Celebrate Farm Days, Recruit People for AgCom, Travis Perry, Waltz Farm People, Ross.
That's all conversation. We didn't.
Yeah,
there
that was
no
just,
guests
nope,
there.
nope, that was just
So
chat.
we
her.
should get that on the minutes. And so we'll have, the next meeting, we'll have 3 different minutes to vote on. The meeting in 22, 1 and 20, the 2 and
How
23.
can you have,
plus this
how
one.
can you vote on the minutes when there's not a quorum?
Next time.
No,
when
we're not
all
doing
Well,
it
we can
tonight.
all
We're gonna
agree
do
who
it
was
next
here,
week.
who was here and what, we can at least,
Such
No,
big
we'll have to vote
gaps.
at the minutes at the next meeting, when
When everybody's here.
you're appointed.
yeah, we can't do it today.
Right.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
is, You know,
Yeah, we can do it next time, but that's what we need to, so it'll be the 1 and 22, 2 and 23, and this is the first one in 24. So it'll be four meetings we need to do the minutes on.
All right.
So the next item on the agenda, I got a phone call from a woman who is not very happy with their neighbor because they have roosters. Westport is right to farm. They lived in a neighborhood that had a neighborhood covenant, and they let it expire. So basically, that area becomes right to farm. How you doing, Dee?
Good. Are we recording tonight?
Yes, we are.
All right.
So I'm going to start over with the one real issue here is the neighborhood covenants with respect to right to farm. So
Okay.
I received a phone call from a woman who lived in a neighborhood off of Charlotte White Road who, it was part of a neighborhood covenant, and they let it expire, and they did not renew it.
What's a covenant where they can't, like,
It's where they have rules.
no laundry on the line, no boats in the yard?
Yeah,
no campers,
whatever rules
stuff
they
their
have.
stuff?
It's a-
Generally, it's recorded at the registry of deeds.
Yeah, it's a
What you
deed.
don't allow.
It's a deed.
What you don't allow.
It's a deed restriction.
But deed restrictions,
They
They restrict,
can expire.
And, but you can renew them.
so there's a head of a neighborhood that.
I don't know how
do
they do it. I just know that talking to,
I didn't know deed
I thought they
restrictions would
didn't.
expire.
I don't
They
it?
do
Yeah, I thought it was
expire.
like an HOA where that's just the rules of living
yeah, that's
here.
different. That's a little bit stronger. I think it's a homeowners association. I was talking with Jim Whiten one day, and he talked about them expiring and being, having to be renewed, and it's
Where is this?
relatively easy to do. Well, it's in Westport,
Where?
off of Charlotte White Road. There were probably several of them in town. So if you want to move into Westport and you don't want to be around a farm, you look for property where there's deed
Like
restrictions.
cul-de-sacs and.
Yep, you'll look for that. Now, they let it expire.
So there's not
So
much they can
someone
do.
buys a house, and moves in and brings chickens and roosters, and the chickens were going into the neighbor's yard, and she didn't seem to mind it, and I said, well, that shouldn't be allowed either. That's against the rules.
Yeah.
The roosters.
Do we have any rule on roosters in the
No.
town?
Well, sort of, don't we? There's something on
I
that.
don't believe there's a rule on roosters, because if you're breeding, you need a rooster.
Right,
At
well,
least
that's-
one.
That's what I'm saying,
More of
but
them.
can you have like 1,000,000 of them? Like an unlimited number of roosters?
There's
Maybe.
no, I don't believe there's a limit on roosters.
Okay.
Make friends with your neighbors, and at least that they
These
don't have
registered
fun.
chickens?
I have no idea. But anyway,
Are they a special breed of chicken?
no, I
They're
didn't
supposed to
hear
be.
about that either.
They're supposed to be.
So Westport's right to farm. Now, that covenant expired. What are we obligated to do?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Correct.
Yeah,
They shouldn't have let it expire.
they shouldn't have let it expire.
Do we write letters to all of the boards in Westport and recommend that they let people know that
They shouldn't let them
they
expire.
shouldn't let those expire? Or if you want to move to Westport and you don't want to be next to a farm,
Move into a
you should
covenant.
look for a place
HOA
with
or
a covenant.
Yeah, and keep
where,
it state.
to me, right to farm doesn't exist in a development
And
like
is
that.
there a reason why we can't contact the chicken owner and say, you know,
You got too many here.
do you, yeah.
Well,
your
right now,
neighbor,
the
like-
neighbors are gonna try to work it out with
Okay.
the neighbor. They don't seem to mind the chickens, they don't like the roosters. And it's more than one neighbor has a gripe with the roosters. So if they can work it out, I said, if you can't neighborly, then contact the Board of Health, contact me again, and we can go on from there. So this is everybody's opinion here, not just mine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's tough to
Have they contacted the
say,
Board of
get
Health?
rid of. Yes, that's how she contacted me. It was,
Hmm.
I think, through the Board of Health.
Well, maybe the rooster owner needs help in finding a place for the roosters, and that's all it needs.
Well, that's where the two neighbors need to work it out.
Yeah.
If they can
Right,
do
but
that.
maybe they're breeding them and maybe they need, I don't know how many
Yeah.
roosters they have. Do they have 15 or do they have 2?
They can be a nuisance, they are noisy, and they start early.
Yeah, you don't want too many roosters
No.
when you have a flock, because,
They just fight.
They'll
And they
find
bet
out.
at the hens, it's, you don't.
but it is right to farm, and so that place
have a
now
right to have
becomes
as many
right.
as they want.
Yeah, they,
Hmm.
that,
Right.
now that person who bought that place, has that right,
To have what he has.
because they let the thing expire without renewing it.
So could we help them have a conversation with each other, maybe? Because
We could probably try, I'll have to wait.
Maybe he
to hear
doesn't know
back.
what to do with all those
They
roosters,
may
and we
need
can
us
be
to
assistance
mediate.
in placing
Yeah.
the roosters out of there.
There are places where
The roosters
be
can
placed.
go. Maybe.
Sometimes it's a cold experience, but
We had someone pick up 2 of ours on Craigslist. We posted it on Craigslist.
Yeah, we do have some numbers of people who will take them, so if they want to part with them, we can solve
Okay.
that.
So that's how we can help.
if I hear back from her, then we
If they
can,
want to get rid of theirs.
If they want to part with them.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they may not want
It's
that.
the owner of the rooster that has the say now,
Correct.
not the
Not
lady
the
who.
lady who's
who let the-
complaining.
And
Right.
they let, I don't know when they let the covenant expire, but they've been living there since 1996 with the restriction, and then let it expire, thinking nothing was gonna go wrong, because nothing had gone wrong.
Those covenants are boilerplate regulations that most developers will put in a subdivision, say it's Meadowbrook or Sheridan Meadows, and they all expire typically after 20, 25 years.
So who would be in charge of renewing them?
So nobody
A
pays
homeowner in the cul-de-sac area, or
It's the
who?
developer.
The developer would
It's the
have to.
developer, and then he's gone, and then nobody
One-
pays attention to their,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was told that one person, even just one person can renew the covenant.
Someone in the neighborhood could just
Someone in the
keep it going.
neighborhood, it only takes one person to want to renew the covenant.
I think you'd have to get agreement from the whole community.
Yeah, I don't know the rules of that, and that's.
Well, if they
not
moved
what-
in under a covenant, they should probably agree with reinstating the covenant.
But it expired.
I don't know the rules of the covenants, but when a covenant expires, then it becomes
Free for
right
all.
to farm if somebody wants to push the issue. Most of them are all an acre and a half, so you can't have much. A couple of chickens,
No.
or 15 or 20 chickens, they don't take up much space, but
How many roosters are there?
I don't really know. There was a lengthy conversation, but we didn't get into any real numbers. The chickens are getting in her yard, they free range.
She probably shouldn't even allow that.
No, and I said you shouldn't really allow
Yeah, she
that.
probably shouldn't allow
They should
that.
stay on their
The owner's
owner's
property,
Yeah, I agree
property.
with that.
yeah.
They should stay on the owner's
Yeah,
property with the
or
roosters.
fenced in their yard and
And
stay
the other
on
thing
their
is,
property.
like I said, if they should have 2, they should have 25 roosters.
Mm.
Because 25, that's.
It's a-
And roosters
yeah.
roosters can be dangerous if they free range on a neighbor's yard,
Yeah. they go to
and they become
children and-
aggressive,
Yeah.
So they-
Shouldn't be a problem,
regardless of.
yeah.
what
They should be
happens,
contained on
should
his
be.
yard, or the homeowners, the owner of the birds should contain his birds. Whether it's in
Absolutely.
their own flyway or in his own property.
Yep, I agree with that.
Do we know a lawyer who's really familiar with the right to farm bylaw who, because it just seems like if there's a right to farm bylaw in town, why can the neighborhood covenant like supersede that? You know, and there's like a state right to farm bylaw as well, but I guess it's like when you move into the community, you acknowledge that you're moving into a community that does not follow those rules. I guess I don't really understand how it's legal, but
When we were at the Bristol Aggie Farm Food Conference, we sat in with a lawyer that represented Farm Bureau.
Yes.
So he might be someone that would have
Yeah.
answers. He was good. You could ask him questions and he answered them right on
Yeah.
the spot.
For him, the laws were for everybody to follow, the government as well as the people.
I don't remember his name. His first name might have
No.
been Frank.
No,
that's hopeful. The CMAP conference.
The CMAP conference, and he was a Farm Bureau, he was the lawyer for Farm Bureau, and he was an expert on the right to farm. His first name might have been Frank.
Okay.
so I don't know
Yeah.
how legal that is, you're right about that. So if the property, if it's a development where it was already right to farm, but then a group of people decide, or a developer decides that he wants to put a restriction on it,
You know, the restriction came when that development was made, right?
right, but the land was already right to farm. In theory, it was part of Westport, which
Right.
didn't have a restriction on it.
When?
Right.
This was-
2001?
She moved in there in 1996. When was
2001.
right to
Oh.
farm?
Oh, the restriction was there first.
No. She moved in 96, the restriction came in 01.
2000? No. Ray says right to farm was voted
2001.
in Westport in 2001. We'll have to look into
The
that
lady
as
moved
well.
in in
The timeline
96.
of that,
So that restriction was already on the property before the right to farm came.
yeah. So how legal then is deed restrictions when the right to farm was already on that
The opposite of
segment
what
of,
you just said.
yeah. Let's say that,
But the right
they
to
try to
farm
put a deed
first.
restriction on
What did
property
you say
and
when the right to farm was?
today,
put
can they
in
do it today
2000 what?
on a new development?
Who knows? I don't know. Do you know that, Ray?
What's that?
Can you put a deed restriction now on a property in Westport
It's already,
that's already under? 'cause
I
it's
think
right.
there's a legal way to do that, but generally it comes from the developer that starts it and then ends he's finished developing, that covenant gets filed. And,
Oh.
and it either has a 20-year period or 15, whatever it is, I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
it-
I didn't realize they had an expiration.
yeah, it is renewable and it's fairly easy to do. So, but I think that if a group of people own a certain tract of land, a development, why can't they put that restriction if they all agree on it?
Some little cul-de-sac with 10 houses on it, we
Yep.
all don't want roosters.
Or chickens or animals at all,
That's
other
a
than
different
dogs and
thing.
cats?
That's a, there's a word for that. I don't know off the top of my head. That's.
It's like
that's
an
the name.
HOA, it's a housing authority thing where you can't.
Yeah.
It's a
but-
home-
but-
homeowners
no, it's a-
association
Yeah,
is
homeowners
what that is.
association.
Yeah, the HOA.
Yeah.
You could do that, just through legal, just have an attorney draw up whatever it is. It becomes a legal document at that point.
But if one person doesn't agree,
You buy the
Correct,
property
but-
knowing that that's,
That's.
like
yeah.
Sisson
Right.
Farm, you can't have a boat in your yard, you can have.
But let's
laundry
say
in your lawn,
that
that's
there's
what you buy
10 houses
into.
in this thing, and all of a sudden I move out, and there's 9, and you move in, you don't wanna be part of this.
You have to
well,
be.
you have to be, because
You
it's in
have
the,
to be.
it's a
Correct,
restriction on the deed.
But that's what you're saying, hey, I don't want, what if I don't wanna be part of
Then
it?
don't buy that
I
house.
think it's part of that already.
It's interesting. I guess maybe because it's a right, you're like saying, I'm giving up my right. The law, I mean, like.
You're
if it
giving up
was-
your right. That's the you're being restricted.
You agreed not to have chickens, you agreed not to hang laundry on your
Whatever the,
line, whatever it
the
is.
rules are.
Right. Not to pay
You know,
for
when the
fresh water.
land trust buys property and they turn it over to other owners, let's say, or they buy the certain rights, they have a long list of restrictions on those properties.
What you can and can't do,
Right,
what they expect of you.
right. Even though that was right to farm, like Santos's farm, I saw the list of restrictions on that, and there were, and it wasn't huge or bad, but you could only cut so much wood on the property. You couldn't just clear cut it or something crazy like that, but
Couldn't dig a pond or anything to water your
you were,
animals.
yeah, I'm not
There
sure
was a lot of
exactly. Yeah, I
things.
didn't
Yeah.
see it. Did you see it?
Well, I just heard.
Yeah, so basically, that's to me, would be the same thing as a deed restriction with a homeowners association or a neighborhood covenant.
Yeah.
You buy into it.
Yeah, you buy the property knowing that you have these restrictions,
And that your neighbors do,
right? You all do.
Yeah.
On that cul-de-sac,
yeah. Especially when it's developed and it comes with the development.
right.
That's what makes it more desirable. The property values are higher. You can put a higher end houses without worrying about somebody's gonna wanna raise a couple of pigs in their backyard or something like that, so.
Is this happening out there right now?
This was a phone call
No,
from,
no, that's this.
yes.
But is this general philosophy out there right now, like you just explained?
The
That,
people wanna
and they're gonna put a development over there, and we don't want any of these things.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
happens all the time.
yeah.
It maintains a higher value for the property, for one thing.
But generally, what's left in town is the farmland that's probably never gonna get turned over.
Right.
That's all that's left, so they're out there trying to buy everything and anything now.
So our theory then is that that if the covenant expires and no one renews it, and then someone moves in with chickens, or do whatever they want to do that's legal
Even if they live
with
there
the-
already.
agriculturally with us and the Board of Health, then,
Make friends with your neighbors and deal with it.
yeah. Or not let it expire. That's, my advice is don't let it expire.
Yeah. I agree.
I
But
have
they
3
could,
roosters, and it doesn't bother me.
But you don't have people, you're on a cul-de-sac with neighbors, half an acre.
I can hear them in the morning.
Yeah, but we've had people come in the yard and we've had roosters at times, not always. And the person will say, how can you stand that? And I'll go,
I don't
what
even
is it?
hear it.
And, yeah, I don't
I don't even
even
hear it anymore, you just.
yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
bother me
It
either.
doesn't, it's,
Yeah, eventually.
but it's not outside my bedroom window, and it's not happening at 2 in the morning, it's in a coop that's,
Yeah, see, yeah, our coop is locked up.
Yeah,
So they're inside.
None of us are sleeping in until 9 either, okay?
right.
No.
That is true.
I'm up with that damn rooster.
No, but if they're in a,
Exactly.
Way ahead of that.
Alarm.
yeah, but you know what? If they're in a real open-air place with windows and the neighbors' windows are open, on a full moon, they'll start at midnight.
Oh, yeah, they do.
You know, if you have a nice fenced-in backyard, that's like an amphitheater. When that rooster starts crowing, that sound is just going up, and
Yeah.
it's like that donkey in that shed. She brays, and I'm used to hear it at your house.
Yes, yeah. It is loud.
Yeah,
So do cows when they stop bellowing too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't care what time they're bellowing.
It doesn't bother me to hear it, it's just farm noises. I don't,
No.
So do we want to send any letters to any of the boards with a recommendation that the land becomes right to farm if they let it expire and someone moves? Now, if that neighbor
But
didn't
what are the
move,
boards?
We
gonna-
should make
Well,
sure
it's
that
the Board of Health
that's
that's wrong.
legally okay,
what's legally okay?
what you just said. If we're gonna write a letter to the boards, we should make sure that that's legally okay to say.
Well, I think it should be legally okay to say we recommend that they don't let the covenants expire. What's wrong with that?
Well, at that
Or-
point,
or
we're not
maybe-
promoting
No, but it
farming at
is.
that point.
It is when it comes to right to farm. It is our business.
Not the
How do we
covenants.
deal with it?
Well, how about,
Not the covenant, the covenant is nothing to do with us.
No, it isn't our business, but we should
If it
have
causes
some.
problems with the right to farm, it then becomes our business.
well, maybe our business is to just remind the boards about the right to farm. And I feel like the community in general could use a reminder or just like a notice that like Westport is a right to farm community.
Well, you know,
This is what
maybe we can write this letter to the boards, and they have the authority to go to legal and question that.
Yeah, we don't have any authority.
No,
We're just,
But that,
we're
but
just
the planning board and the
advisory.
Board of Health probably do have a way of clarifying. Maybe that's the way to go about it.
Maybe the realtor should let the prospective
This-
buyers know that this is a right to farm community and you could be living
I
next.
think they're supposed to. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to do that when they're selling a house. The realtor's supposed to do that.
You get off of every road on Route 88 and it says right to farm.
Yeah.
But do they know what that means? It means you can buy a tomato somewhere.
Well, if you're gonna spend $500,000 on a house, I think you should research your
I'm gonna
town.
go up on that price a little
Re-
more.
For
Research
real.
your town. Well,
At least 3/4.
Jeez, at
well,
least
whatever it
$3
is,
for a shack.
whatever it is, it's all a lot of money to me.
For a shed.
Yeah.
These days, whew. My daughter's been looking at,
Which
Yeah.
daughter? The Haley daughter?
no, the other daughter.
Well, we want the Haley daughter.
Haley daughter's being a veterinarian in Kentucky. So-
Well, she should be a veterinarian in West Point.
Well, she's, wants to be a surgeon, so she's looking to
I know.
get that done first. Then we'll see.
Okay, so, what do we want to do with this?
I don't know if writing a letter will do anything. I mean, we can write a letter to the Board of Health and to the Select Board and let them know, but is it their business to let all of these developments know that their stuff could expire? I think that's their business. I think they need to figure that
Yeah.
out on their own.
But I think that we support the right to farm
I wonder if we can
with the
just,
person who has the chickens who moved into a residence that didn't have a covenant anymore. We should support that.
I agree, we should support
Yeah,
that, but I
that's the
don't,
part we should support.
I wonder if we
Covenant
just,
part, we should just leave alone, it's not.
I wonder if we
up
just
to
couldn't help the person that has roosters to part with them so that he's more neighborly.
if they want to. That's the key. If they want to,
Well, more than one rooster is somewhat disruptive, so.
right, but it's not our place to decide
Just one
that.
is, I'm sure if you're next door to one, it's disruptive to you if there's just one.
Yeah, well, I think that our role is to educate the owner of the chickens, what their rights are under right to farm, by sending them, an outline of the law, and just say, this is a right to farm community. Since the covenant has expired, we understand that you are now under the right to farm. Here you go.
I
Here are
think-
your rules, and if you would like support, communicating with your neighbor, we can help you maybe come to a solution.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
That's so
thing.
gentle and so lovely.
Yes, I agree.
But
Yeah.
I do think that the woman that called me understands that they let it expire.
Right.
I think she just wanted some clarification on that. And I had said, you shouldn't have let it expire. So I think she understands that now they're between a rock and a hard spot. My recommendation to them was to try to
Work it out,
with the neighbor.
yeah.
Maybe the rooster owner could use a little help with parting
If
with
you
some of
can't-
these.
Well, we'll wait, if she calls me back, then
Yeah, well, like,
I
we
can
can
deal
help
with it again. We
parting
can
with
help-
some
we
of
can
them.
do
If
that.
they want to do that, then
if
yes.
the other neighbor wants to,
Yes,
who
those
owns,
the roosters.
the
then-
chickens,
and they
yeah.
He
want
should
to-
first confine his animals, they should not be on our property. Even
agree
though
with
she
that.
doesn't mind it, they should not be
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
well, I had said that too, but,
They should not be over there.
yeah.
Okay.
So you just want to wait and see if they reach back out again?
Yeah, and then we can move on from there.
Okay.
Did you get her name or number or anything?
I
don't have to
think
say
I,
it now,
I think
but-
I have it written down on on the blotter for August, because it was only last week that she called,
Yeah.
that's
You
why.
spoke to her for quite a while.
Yeah, at length, yeah.
I'm interested in reaching out to that lawyer anyways for other work
He was
I
pretty
do, too.
informative. We sat on a 45-minute session, and he answered any question you asked.
I think I
It was
still-
pretty good.
I think I still have the booklet from that.
Maybe you could answer it through Farm Bureau, just
Yeah.
Right.
question
No, that was
there, and then,
CNAP.
then
That
it'll
was-
get to him
That
and back.
was, that was a
It was a
CNAP thing.
CNAP
I'll be
thing.
able to
the
get his
ag-
contact.
Yeah, they probably know who he was.
And I think I have I think I
yeah.
have the brochure, I don't think I heaved the brochure
It's
to
probably online
that.
still.
He everyone in the audience, just question after question, he answered question
Yeah,
after
that was,
question.
he was
Just-
pretty good.
He was
You know,
good.
for our own knowledge, to
Yeah.
gain a little better understanding, and then maybe having like a PDF of the right to farm bylaw, so
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
readily send it out to people.
Well, our right to
when they
farm,
contact
farm
us.
bylaw, I believe, was changed
Oh, right,
with that last town
The
meeting.
current one is at the website.
it is?
It is, I read it today.
With with changes on it after the,
Yep.
The town,
Yeah.
special
there's no,
study.
there's no,
After town meeting.
there's no 5 acre
No, it just- it
limit
doesn't say
anymore. It
any
can
of
be any, as long as you want animals in your yard
Well, commercially, you have to be 5 acres.
for 61A,
Yeah.
but that's not right to farm.
Right.
The other change was that AgCom was supposed to be in charge of the bond books, and that, I believe, was approved by the Attorney General, but nothing came of that.
Right.
And the people who promoted that are no longer on the board. And I asked for a clarification on the new right to farm, and I never got it.
Meaning like we have to go around to do the barn books?
No, we're
No.
supposed to be in charge of the bond books themselves
Keep them,
and deal with the animal control officer, which kind of, we voted on that, but I'm not so sure that was the right way to
I don't
go.
think, that's not the way it ended up. I don't believe that, that's.
Well, have you seen the letter from the Attorney General? There was a determination on that, and they determined that some of it was not legal, but some of it was.
yeah.
And,
So what's
So I
is
have a-
there a new state version now?
no, that's Westport's version, not the
Okay.
state version.
And I believe that one is on the website.
Well, I'll have to take another look at it again.
I believe that's there.
Westport version's there or the state's version?
Westport's version.
Which should,
And it's also in the town report.
Which,
but it should reflect.
Town meeting
it should-
lists everything that's town, meeting.
It should reflect the changes that was approved by the Attorney General.
Right. At the end of, when they write the town report, those things are already back from the Attorney General when they're in the town report.
I'll have to see that.
That'd be the town report in 21?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought there wasn't any town reports. That was something that happened at the town
They had
meeting.
to,
that-
they had to make sure they got done.
Okay, so-
They had to go back and make sure they all got done.
Okay, because that was a,
Yeah, I don't want any part of being in control or in charge of the bond books. We're strictly advisory.
I think Nick's doing a good job,
Yeah, I think they
what he's
do.
doing.
Really, there hasn't been,
Been
I
pretty
don't see
quiet.
any problems with what's
no,
going on.
no. So
Nick
I
Nick
would
makes the
rather-
rounds, he gets them done,
Yeah.
he's done early, he's visited all the farms, he's,
I've had a couple of people call me, and I didn't agree with what they thought they should be able to get away with, but they dropped it. They didn't continue it. One was an email to Mike Cahill, and it had to do with the bond books, and I didn't respond to any of it. But then that person from Westport came to me and said, "How do you feel?" And I said, are you being given a hard time? And he said, no. Then I said, then you should leave it alone. Don't make an issue out of something that doesn't exist. Just because things are going smooth, why make a big deal?
right, it's all
Yeah,
pretty quiet right now.
yeah. And Mike Cahill's response was, I thought we solved all of that already. I'll reach out to him again later, some other time. Another issue was nitrogen on the lawns. When we went to the Westport Fair, they had a little table, and it had to do
Actually,
with...
that was the Pennsylvania Farm Show.
I thought that was at the Westport Fair. Was that the Pennsylvania Farm Show? Okay. My memory's not as good as I thought it was.
Well, that's where it
But it
was.
had to do with chemicals that are put on lawns and nitrogen, and how much nitrogen goes on. And I think that in support of the farmers who take soil samples and try to apply as little fertilizers as possible, because it costs a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I don't put what's recommended, I always put less.
Well, you have soil samples,
Right.
so.
Which the lawn people, I'm not sure that they do, how they
Yeah, they
deal
just
with
want
that.
green and just
I think that we should be aware that people with lawns do
maybe
chemicals.
putting too much.
Yeah, yeah. Old business, new business, other business, next meeting. Yeah, again, I'd like to let everybody know that if you have an issue you would like to talk about here, you should send me an email, and I'll put that on the list of things to do.
Well,
that
Dee, we
can
had some
talk
really
about.
nice ideas at that little farmers meeting we had at the Grange a couple weeks ago. That was some nice stuff. I didn't take notes, you must have.
I did, and they're here. I meant to type them and share them, but I didn't.
Okay,
But if you want to, we can revisit some of the ideas we wrote down. I think we were throwing around a lot of fun ideas about getting people together and just having gatherings.
talked about farm tours,
Possibly doing farm tours.
maybe a social, a potlucky thing or something in the
Yeah.
fall.
Definitely, that would be fun. And we talked about, having, maybe doing a website is one of the things we talked about. We talked about a lot of different things. Updating the AgCom brochure,
That's right.
and engaging more people from the community. Getting more people onto AgCom.
Yep.
Is a big thing we talked about.
Yep.
There's nowhere near enough participation at these meetings.
I think we've had some ideas, though, that, Barry and Courtney
Yep,
and Adam and Carissa.
yep.
So there's some new young people who've got land trust properties who are really
We should
doing.
reach out to them.
Yeah, they should be, I know they all have little kids and everything, but,
I think Courtney, I have her email address.
Yep, and we
I
just did
included
get
her,
Carissa's.
I included her in in some of the earlier meetings for AgCom, and then also in the climate resiliency
She's
Ag
pretty-
subcommittee meetings. What's that?
Is that the girl that was at the Grange? That spoke about plants?
I
I
don't,
don't know.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
I don't remember
when
Courtney.
Joe made his presentation.
When Joe Ingsley, there was a girl talking about plants. Oh, no, that was Emily Dutra. She has Butterfly Effect Farm. That was
She's
something
another
else.
one.
Yeah,
She's another one,
good one.
yeah. So we have
Yeah,
Courtney
she was
and
pretty shocked, that girl.
So the last brochures that were made was like 8,000
Very-
of them. And unfortunately, half of the people in those don't even,
Yeah.
yeah, it should, I think if we're gonna do brochures,
What did
they
you
should
just
be
say?
done
What
in
did you
in
just say?
small batches,
Yeah.
so
Last
that
name you
they
gave.
can, without,
Right, that's the question, is what's the minimum printing?
Yeah. last name you
yeah,
just gave of
yeah,
the person
8,000 was
there.
way too many.
Well, come on, you just said it.
When Lucy Tabbitt was working,
Emily Dutra?
Thank you.
Sorry.
Oh, you said it, I didn't.
Yeah.
I just needed some help.
I didn't know what her name was.
Emily, right.
I came away from that conversation feeling like getting more people involved would help us do some of these other fun projects.
Yeah,
Because we had so many great ideas, but then it was like, all right, who's gonna do all this stuff?
yeah,
You know, maybe we could each take on one thing, but if we had some more people involved who had more skills or knowledge or, you know,
Doing different
between all of
things.
us
Yeah.
over time.
I still say when things get bad, that's when they wanna show up.
well, there's a problem, then you get people who want to help with the problem.
Like now, there's a problem with the churches, and they got petitions going, okay? And I said, well, what you should do is tell everybody to wear black at church one day.
What's the problem with the
To say-
churches?
To say, you know, listen, we're all in unison here, like we did at town meeting. When everyone wore plaid.
yeah, but it took probably a year at least to get the farmers together on that.
I know, but
What's the problem with the churches? I've missed, what do we,
there's no more 8 o'clock mass. Just 10 o'clock and 5:30 on Saturday over here. They're consolidating everything. The 3 churches are gonna consolidate times. But the Ladies Guild's up in arms. Rightly so.
nobody wants to talk
That was
about
the
this.
farmer's meet, that was the farmer's mass right there, 8 o'clock. Oh, it used to be at 7:30
In the morning or at night?
in the morning.
Where am I? This church up here, St. John, where am I?
No, it's up there.
The one that parks all over the road and you can't even get through, that one, that church there?
It's only gonna be at 10 o'clock now.
Huh.
Once.
Less options.
It'll be parked all the way down
More
to
cars.
Central, well, it is Central
That's so
Village.
frustrating because their parking lot's
Yeah.
virtually empty and you can't get through, you can't pass 2 cars there. And because there's no opening, they open their doors and they walk across.
I
It's
just,
the
I just happened to
most
say it.
dangerous thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said,
well, that's
you know,
got
maybe we
nothing to
should
do
all
with
wear plaid at
farming.
church.
Yeah,
I don't think we ought to do that. We ought
nothing
to
to
wear
do
all
with-
black that day.
Farmer strike sounds like fun one day, maybe.
Okay.
But I really like I feel like things we can do is like an open house potluck type thing and farm tours, I think are
Yeah.
2 things that we can probably jump in on. But
Did anybody do the Grange social on Sunday?
I wasn't in town. I
We
went
didn't do it
to see
either.
my mom.
How about the ones coming up in Dartmouth?
Oh, yeah, we'll go to that.
We'll go to that.
When's that one?
I think it's 7th and 8th, or 6th and 7th, it's a Friday, Saturday in September.
Yeah.
Is there food there at that?
They have some stuff there.
Yeah.
That's the only way
Popcorn.
he's going.
There's definitely popcorn.
They had popcorn.
Yeah, it's all about the food.
They have fun little games. and-
Yeah, it was fun. It
Oh,
was just,
7 and
Your
8.
wife, good?
it was a Friday, Saturday. I don't know if it's 7, 8, or 8,
Oh,
9.
6 and 7 is Friday, Saturday.
Okay, 6 and 7, that's it then.
That sounds right.
So
You
it's
know,
at night?
Well, Friday's from 4
No.
o'clock on, and Saturday, I have the programs at the store. I don't know what they are.
It's all day.
I
But
do-
it's vegetables and stuff. You can bring canning and vegetables. There's a little fair. There's a judging for
cool.
vegetables and stuff.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
And there's a magician or something, right?
Oh, yeah, there's a
Like magic
magician.
show.
Your magic show, yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't Lynn, was it?
No, it's a man.
That different person?
Yeah, it's a man. A magic.
Linwood.
Lynn Dilly. Sounds like
No,
her. It
that's,
was another
I'm
guy.
just making a man's name out of. But anyway. Farm tours.
Farm tours. Open house? Like potluck type thing?
Those are always fun. Something in the fall.
Yeah, in the fall.
Mm.
Maybe November.
How are we gonna-
Wait.
Oh,
how are we gonna
Thanksgiving.
get more membership?
It needs
How
to
are we
be
gonna
after
do that?
harvest.
How are we gonna get more members?
Well, in socials, you start having
Yeah.
socials and
Yeah, but there's some,
People
there's,
come along and you
several
ask them?
couples the Courtney and Barry, Carissa and Adam and Emily, those are like some really good names to reach out to. They're young, they're new, that'd be great.
Should we reach directly out to them and just ask them?
Would you like to be involved?
Yeah.
Josh Smalley
I-
wanted to become a little more involved too.
Yeah, they're doing quite a bit with their beef too, so
Yeah.
he should want to be involved.
Who's that?
Yeah.
It's at Hasanac Acres, it's Josh and Vanessa Small. I think they've probably seen him on Facebook.
Ronnie Small's son.
Okay. I don't know them, but I've seen their sign.
Yeah, they're doing a lot with beef. They're doing a lot with that.
That's cool.
Did you get the email from Meatworks today, Norm,
I did, yes.
Oh, I didn't get that.
on how things are going?
Yep. They pretty full up, I guess.
Yeah,
Very busy, which is good.
right into December.
Yes.
They said fall was their busy time.
Yeah. Did you get it too?
I didn't get it.
Yeah, they have a lot of rules, because people will take advantage of them if they don't, but you can't bring too many animals. What you agree to bring, that's what they'll accept. If you don't bring the animals, you said there's a fee for that.
Oh, if you said I'm bringing 20 and you bring 2.
Yeah, if you
then-
say you're gonna bring,
Right, because they
you're
prepared for
gonna
that.
bring 2 head of cattle and you only bring 1, there's a fee that you didn't bring what you said,
Yeah.
because that's the bookings.
Right.
The same thing if you want to bring in 10 hogs,
The girl,
if you only
the
bring
girl
in
that's on
5.
the legal girl, the attorney that's on the zoning board with us, Cynthia, she's on the board of directors now there.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's their legal, I think.
well, this came from the CEO or president or whoever that is.
Yeah,
There's-
yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of fees.
She's
If
got
you-
something to do with it.
if you don't follow their rules, there's fees for that.
Well, that must be the stuff that they were eating before, you're booking 20
Yeah.
goats and you bring in 2, so.
If you, the bookings are probably 2 months in advance, at least, and you have within 21 days to cancel, 21 days of the appointment. If you cancel it in less than 21 days, there's a fee for that. There are several fees for not keeping to their rules. So that came in an email too.
I had 5 pigs processed. It was $2,600.
You get everything back you wanted? Or they come out, yep. So you were happy? It's a lot of money. But it's hams and bacons and there was processing and stuff.
And it was USDA,
Yep.
yeah, which makes it sellable.
Bacon like just cut, not smoked and all that, like not
Cured,
cured bacon.
It's cured bacon.
cured bacon.
Have you ever been on a tour in that place? I've been twice, and they were doing something with pork, smoking it or whatever they do, and you can smell it through almost the whole building. As soon as you walk in, it's pretty good.
Did they give you samples?
I think I bought some bacon on the way out the door.
Yeah,
after
that
the
was-
tour.
That was part of the food caucus, so you did get samples when you went here and there.
Yeah, on the tour, there was food at all the stops. There was no food at Meatworks, but I went back and bought, I think I bought some bacon.
We bought
there.
hamburger there for
Yeah.
events that we've had at the
Yeah.
store.
What did that come out per pound? Approximately.
I don't know. Ask Lori. She'll tell you all that. But can't compete. You know, it's tough. But
Yeah.
But you have been selling it.
I have been selling it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Yeah, it used to be like $8 or $9 a pound for locally raised meat. Now it's like 14 to 16.
Sliced meat at the deli is $19.99 a pound for ham or turkey, $20 a pound
Wow.
for deli meat.
I mean,
That's-
I'd rather pay it and get good meat, but
I just thought that was, it was $8.99 last time I bought sliced ham, it was $8.99, now it's $19.99.
I was talking with Rusty Cabot, so he raises beef in Little Compton,
oh right.
probably a couple of years ago. And he said he had to average over $10 a pound for every pound of one of his head of cattle when it was processed. $10 a pound, that's everything, that had to be the average. So that's,
Yeah. Oh, we
seems
just
like a lot of money, but that's what it takes to break even.
yeah, we just have this expectation that food should be cheap, and it's just not.
Yeah,
So it's
it
hard
really
to,
isn't.
it's hard to contend with it, but,
Yeah.
I mean, I pay for good food because I want good food, but, yeah. And we should probably all still be charging more than we do,
Yes.
but
Unfortunately, we're not.
not yet.
I don't really have anything else on what I have to talk about tonight.
Well, if we wanted to do farm tours, or a couple farm tours, does anyone have any ideas of farms that they would like to tour, or, you know? I would totally offer a tour of my farm, where I lease, but do we feel like that's something that we should try to tackle this fall, or? I think definitely doing a social and a potluck, like for the farming community,
That would be easy, but
Would be
doing the farm
huge.
tours might take some time, and
yeah.
I think we should probably look at maybe some folks who are kind of off the radar, that maybe are starting out and don't come around.
Who wants some exposure?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's nice. I feel like I don't have a lot of capacity to do like organizing a whole bunch of farm tours, but I think if we keep the idea going, that, you know, I mean, what do we think about doing it in the winter? I guess that's the question, is if we don't,
So you two, you're opening up really like, that
When-
could turn into a big.
Winters can be messy on farms, too.
yeah. And so if we were to plan it for like next
And that's why-
season, we'd have to plan it
Mm.
over the winter.
over the winter.
You know what I
right.
mean? Yeah, like that would be doable.
We have to be careful on who's allowed. Not that you can stop it from happening, but that's one of the problems with farm tours. Some people want to show up not to see how nice the farm is, but
Right.
Yeah.
I had, here's a letter here from a woman in town. This is, I guess, something else I should have talked about to the Agricultural Commission. Wants to know where all the farms are. She's writing
An article.
an article on farms in Westport, and I'm not so, I don't feel obligated to give her every location of every farm in Westport.
Where's she from?
Doesn't say.
I
She's
don't
not from
know.
here, she'd know where they are.
I haven't
Yeah.
talked to her, and I haven't reached out to her, but this is the second one of these that I've received from another person as well.
Apparently she's not local.
Yeah, she said she searched online everywhere, so,
It should have given her some answers,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Because some people don't want to be visited by, or known.
Or
They have animals or have a farm, it's,
what's her
I like
motive, an
these
article,
ones.
but what's the
These
point
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
article?
Yeah.
Besides,
I don't know
that's
about
my
you,
job.
People live there, you know, they live at the farm, it's like, you are open to the public, whereas
Right.
I am not,
yeah.
so that
That
She
leaves.
could go on Mass
that's
Road.
you open to
Yeah.
people coming from the
Yeah.
public.
But like Dee's place, she has a place that's somewhat open to the public. Do you do everything right out there on the street?
That's where we do our sales to the public.
Yeah.
That's the only place that we.
Right, so no one just goes to her, like,
No, you can't go
no,
in the back.
No.
no.
Yeah,
But I'm happy to continue that conversation too if she wants to talk about it. But I also would feel uncomfortable with that if I was you. But
Maybe she wants to do like a travel and tourism type article.
Yeah, we don't know
About
what she's
Westport.
writing about.
Mm,
Yeah,
What's her article about?
I didn't reach out to her,
yeah, okay.
Well, if she wants to pursue it, she'll reach out again, and we
Yeah.
can talk a little more.
yeah. This letter is from May 3rd, so that was 3 or 4 months ago, but I thought I was in the box not that long ago, so I don't understand why the date is on the older side, but not every place is tourable.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, if she does reach out, you can tell her to go to Mass Grown, and anyone who does want people to come to their farm probably has a,
Yeah,
Link
and,
on there.
yeah. Or who's in the old brochure
right,
that we have.
yeah.
Mm.
There were still copies of that around.
One of the things that we had learned from the lawyer at the CMAP thing, and I was able to ask this question, because we have a donkey in a paddock that's near the store, and I said, people come and say, can I go see the donkey? And I say, sure. And he said, I have given permission, so if they are injured at all by that donkey, bitten, or, then we are liable. Which was interesting to me. I'm like, ooh, boy, that's scary, because what do I say? No, don't go near the donkey. You cannot see the donkey. That was my choice on that.
You guys must have a pretty serious liability policy because you have the public coming on a daily basis.
But
We
they don't
all
want
have
to go around.
liability
Yeah.
policies. Look,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
we have it on the farm,
giant bull steps on your
on the
kid, you
farm,
know?
plus the store, because it's two separate operations, so.
Yeah.
You can go see the donkey. Do not touch the donkey. Do not go in the pen with the donkey. Do not. And the donkey loves company.
Can you put a sign up that says, you know,
Don't touch the donkey.
view the donkey at your own risk?
I know, I know. So it's a fine line of what you can do and not do. I used to like self-guided tour, go see, go do, don't touch a thing.
Have them sign a disclaimer.
Right, here, sign this when you go visit the donkey, that if you are,
Just have a stack of them.
Oh, God.
sign this.
You hurt yourself, you get bitten, whatever. It's-
Mm.
The other thing is with the farm tour is, you know, what farmer do you know has time to just stop working?
Well, I think the tour would be for other farmers. That's what I was thinking. Is that it's for people who are interested in learning from each other. It's more of like
Oh,
a
not a-
peer-to-peer
Oh,
Right,
learning
not open to
thing,
the public,
Right.
right.
not like marketing to get customers.
Okay, that's not what I thought you meant.
That's
Or
what I was thinking.
like
It's
all
more
of the
like,
third grade.
you know.
That's what I thought she meant.
No, I
All of
meant
the
like,
third grade.
I don't want that.
for example, like Andy Orr's building that gorgeous farm stand,
It's
you know, and
beautiful.
it would be cool to like hear them talk about which grants they're pursuing
And
to
how they
like
got it,
to build
yeah.
that, you know, and the process and who they had to work with on the town level, so that other people who are interested in doing things like that can be like, okay, this is how I do it.
That makes more sense.
That
farmer to
does.
farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Farmer to farmer. Yeah. So, I think that's why I was also like maybe the winter time.
And CMAP does these Twilight series too, although I haven't heard anything about them lately. I don't know when they start them in the fall.
They're doing one. Oh no, that's something different.
But some of those were interesting. Some of them were kind of far away, but some of them were local.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So something kind of like that.
Yeah.
But maybe we have to get our membership up before, you know, before we kind of do that, so that it's really low key and we don't have to organize a lot, because I think the hard part is being like, okay, we're going to have this person give everyone a tour. We want to make sure people show up. And if the people who we want to show up are other farmers, then,
Right.
you know, we need to be in touch with them and not be like, oh, last minute, next week, you know, you have 25,000 things to do. Add this to your list.
Yeah, CMAP does a pretty good job about advertising their Twilight series and where they're going to be and when they're going to be and.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's for farmers who want to learn about what that farmer's doing.
Yeah.
Is there a way for us to make a group? I don't know how to explain what I mean, but we're the agricultural commission, but is there a way to make like a farmer co-op, not a co-op, but
Yeah.
farmer, I don't know what the word is I want to use, group, club, because I don't know what to call it.
Right.
Association,
Yeah, like an association.
used to be.
Where the farmers in the town are in this club or association. And,
But then you have to have people run it.
Yeah, there was a board of directors, there was,
Yeah.
there was everything. We
Yeah,
had an annual
Yeah.
banquet once a year.
That's what this is kind of supposed to be, AgCom.
There were 82 members that showed up at the Knights of Columbus Hall
Oh, that's a big group.
once a month.
Once a month, you had 82 members showing up?
Yeah.
that's what
Oh,
I'm
That's
talking
when
about.
Clark Chase was the president.
Who was?
Yeah, Clark Chase.
And that was just
And it was
Westport.
Clark Chase, and then it was Stewie Davidson,
Jim Wood was part of it.
Jim Walsh, yeah.
Jim Wood.
Wasn't that the purpose of the Grange?
No, we
Yeah, I think it is supposed to.
did a,
Grange is supposed to be an agricultural thing, yeah.
we did a lot, there was a lot of government stuff talk. We had a speaker almost every meeting,
Who,
government guys, you name it, there was I can't go, I know I can't really remember everything, but.
That was back when the farmers were part of the politicians in farm.
Correct,
In
yeah, it was
Westport, now
Charlie
they-
Costa was.
Yeah,
on board.
George
Yeah.
Maderas. Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't get that anymore in this town.
Sixties, seventies?
Huh?
Was that back in the
No.
seventies?
No, the last of it was 99, I think, but that was in the early 80s to 99, almost 20 years.
How many farmers are on boards in town now?
I mean,
No.
Town's being gentrified. Look at the median sales price of a house in Westport now, it's well over
I
600,000.
think it's
Mm.
8 something.
well, if you listen to the planning board, I thought, I heard at one of those meetings that people outside of this community, farther away, who have the means, are all looking for kingdom lots.
What's a kingdom lot?
That means they want to buy a large piece of property and put one house on it. But those are people with financial means. And that's what kind of gobbling up things now.
That's what's happening, that's what's transpired over the last 20, 30 years.
I thought that was interesting conversation that they had. Paul Schmidt brought it up.
But you get that happening now in Westport. You get people from out of town, they come in, they buy a farm. They sit on it like it's a toy. Have no real passion for farming. But that's what's taking place.
But they're out there.
Driving
It's easy to
The
find now.
driving the people with the passion out of town or out of business.
It's easy
You
to
can't,
find.
you can't set up.
So Ray, are you on the planning board? Are you like,
No, I'm on the zoning board.
you're on the zoning board?
But he pays attention to the other
I
boards.
watch meetings because what comes in front of them generally comes in front of us for something
Do
else.
something before it gets too dark.
You're close, it's talking about 7:30, you're just about there.
Yeah, we can add some more to the next meeting.
Yeah,
Like I said, reach out to me with things we need to,
okay. Farm
no-
social planning is on the next agenda.
okay.
Farmer social planning.
Potluck. At the Grange. The Grange is still open for us to use their space anytime.
Dartmouth Bridge.
This one.
Westport
Oh,
Grange,
Westport.
yeah. October?
That can be part of new business
Okay.
for the next meeting.
Early November, maybe?
When is the next meeting?
No, this is about trying to have a social event.
And we'll invite people. Come join
Better
us.
get them out of the
Yeah.
closet.
The Dartmouth Grange has been great. We've been to a couple of potlucks over there, and people bring some lovely things, and then you eat, and then there's a little bit of a meeting in there. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we present on the right to farm bylaw.
Yeah.
Maybe Frank will come and
Oh,
talk.
have the potluck supper,
Who?
but have
Yeah.
this
That man
lawyer.
from Farmer the Lawyer guy.
Right?
That'd be fun.
Maybe he'll field some questions if we
Ray,
feed
I gotta
him.
run. I gotta-
Yeah, okay, Norm, thanks for coming.
Good luck
Yeah.
with the goat. Is she terribly sick? Oh, darn. If we can help, let us know.
So Ray came up with a good idea, social planning, a social meeting, planning for a social meeting with a speaker.
Great,
Like a Farm Bureau speaker or something.
Yeah.
okay.
What's the next date? Do we pick a date? What is this, August, maybe September? What are we doing?
Let's go to early October. Well, I don't have dates. What do we
I
have?
don't- I didn't bring a phone.
When's Columbus Day?
Maybe around the 12th or so.
October.
Because we're already 1 week away
14th
from
is
September. Let's
Columbus
skip
Day.
September. And in the meantime, keep our thinking caps on.
Want to do early October then, because we're not doing anything in September, so
16th, maybe? When is Columbus Day? Would probably be around. That's Columbus Day, yeah, okay.
When is Columbus Day?
Well, we could do the 9th,
No, I got a ZBA meeting.
on the 9th.
Yeah.
About the 16th.
Or you could go to 10, it's just a Thursday.
I'm cool with the 10.
Yeah, okay.
Are you good with the 10?
It's the day before everybody leaves on vacation for the Columbus Day weekend.
Oh, shit, no, don't do that, because I might go away.
we're talking,
Well, the 10th isn't
we're
bad.
talking October, not September, right?
16?
You want
Oh,
to
you're
go to,
away that week, you said.
want to go to the 16th?
I'm better.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Of October?
For our
Yeah.
meeting?
The next AgCom meeting.
Well, how are we gonna plan a social if it's that far out?
That far away. We don't have any room in September, nothing?
We can do September,
Later in
back up
September?
into September.
Do we have, or could we just like have a micro group meeting to plan an event? Do we
Oh,
have to
that's a
do like
great idea.
formal meeting?
No, yeah, I think we could, yeah.
I got ZBA on the 25th September.
Busy.
Yeah, I'm not here that day. I can't do the 18th.
I'm away. I'm away from the,
Could have a quorum. Are you gonna be signed in as the chief?
Yeah, we'll do
I
it
have
next.
no idea.
The next, select, you get on their agenda, the next
Yeah.
next meeting, if it's this next Monday or the next Monday. or-
But a micro meeting, if three people, it's not a quorum, can plan them.
We can just do a little planning.
Yeah, the three of us, Tina and,
I'm just an alternate,
DNI.
so I'm not part of a quorum, so I
Anyways.
can be there, yeah.
yeah, but you that's still,
We're not voting on anything, just
No,
planning
we-
You're a
something.
voting member when you're part of the quorum.
I'm an alternate.
I know that.
yeah, but just the same, if the three
Listen,
of
if-
us
if-
meet.
You're an alternate because if somebody's missing, that's when you can vote.
mm,
yeah.
But we're just talking about getting together a little micro group to.
Three
Right,
people.
we're not gonna vote.
Three people, but only three people.
Subcommittee of 3 people.
Yeah, because it's not a
We
quorum.
formed a subcommittee.
Alternates or not.
So what day are you thinking?
Well, let's do,
'Cause I won't be here because I'm leaving the 19th and I don't come back until
in September.
the
So
3rd.
why don't we go back to October for our next meeting?
Well, let's go,
And we'll figure
oh,
it
see, I
out.
see, September's only right around the corner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
When are you leaving, Jackie?
the 19th,
to Ireland?
yeah. I'll be back the 3rd.
We can do it Tuesday before you leave? Or are you gonna be busy then?
17th.
You'll have a hard time getting this place.
I'm good on the
On a
17th.
Tuesday?
I don't think I can come that week.
Not on the 17th?
Yeah, my one worker is away, so it's kind of busy.
What about? I don't care.
Well,
Let's
you
do
know,
October.
if we're gonna do a gathering of some kind, it can be any time. November's not,
I like,
it'll be indoors, November's not frigid, like we're bucking.
We don't know that.
6 inches of snow.
yeah.
Yeah, well, we hope
Yeah.
we're not.
So let's
Do you
meet in
wanna do it
October.
before Columbus Day weekend?
So when are you leaving again, in October or September?
I'm leaving September, but I get back on the 3rd.
Okay, and Ray can't make October 9th,
Right.
so let's go to October 16th.
Okay.
I thought Dee had a,
Oh, no, do you have something on the 16th?
I can do that. I couldn't do
October.
November.
okay, so October 16th is a next meeting or just a,
Next meeting.
6:30?
Yeah,
okay.
and we can try to plan a social event from
So come
there.
with ideas.
Yeah, also, if there's anything bothering us, either dealing with the town or neighbors or people or farmers or other boards, we just, if you got an idea, something you want to talk about, let me know. Next meeting, October 6th.
How do we get more farmers involved in politics again?
That's a big one. Well, people can become involved.
And people involved. Yeah, well, I think we have that list, and I think just, maybe
Well,
one of
you
us
know,
could
if-
do that
if-
from
if-
now to then.
If the
just-
170.
Yeah, there's a nice
if-
new
if
group of young
177
farmers.
never happened, I probably wouldn't be on any boards.
If 177 didn't happen, I wouldn't be here either.
Me either.
And I just took it a step further when there was an opening. I only came here to be on the Ag Commission one night at the selectmen's meeting. Next thing you know, I'm appointed as a zoning board person. I just happened to look when we were filling it out, the girl before Paula, Lucy, she said,
Yeah.
"Oh, you want to be on the zoning board too? Because there's an opening there." I said, "Yeah, I always thought about that." She just put it in that day. That's how I really didn't come here to do that.
I was content staying home, minding my own business, but
I think
Me
we all
too.
were back
this is
then.
what happens.
I think that it was good. Well,
Surprising
she's right.
turn of
Look,
events.
the farm community is not represented that well.
Not at all, hardly.
Listen to me, they don't want the farms leaving, for sure.
Oh, right?
Every board says it.
Hmm.
They all talk about it quietly, you know.
Well, because it's popular now, it's their food
Yeah,
source
it's
is
po-
popular.
Listen, just think about it. If every farm dried up today, done, all done, they'd be dealing with more education, or trash picker,
But-
you name it,
but-
everything.
But to me, there are some other board members in town that resent the right to farm
Yes.
because it takes power away from them. And they don't have to come out and say it, but in conversation, I
I think
know
that they support the farm community. Some, there's
not everybody
There
does.
are parts of government that really support, I think.
But it's, I'm talking with Susan Murray from CMAP, it's like, you know, all over, she said she gets she's getting a lot of calls about people having trouble with their towns, saying they can't do this and they can't do that, and they need to get a permit to put up a farm stand and a greenhouse and all these things that they are protected with the state right to farm law. And it's just, yeah, people just don't quite understand agriculture, even if they want it or they don't, like, regardless of whether they want it or they don't want it, they don't necessarily understand.
You still need approval from the boards to
Yeah,
do a
see,
lot of
but-
different
but
things.
back in the 80s and early 70s, there were less regulations than what they are now, and they're making regulations without even going to town meeting that affect farm guys. And you don't even know that until you decide to, well, I'm gonna do this. Well, I didn't realize this was happening.
I think the state of Massachusetts passed a law that, I'm not sure if it deals with just the Board of Health, but maybe other boards as well. If they have any plans on making any changes that has any repercussions with agriculture, we're supposed to be notified.
Oh, good.
They can't just slip it under the rug.
That sounds good. That's not on paper.
It is, it's a state law. But anyway,
Yeah.
we can talk about it some other time,
We have to close the meeting. We haven't done that yet.
okay? And,
I make a motion
Can't
to
vote to close the
adjourn it.
meeting.
yeah,
There's no
none of us
voting,
can
so-
vote. Okay,
Second
we'll
that
we'll
motion.
vote at the next ones. Okay, adjourned.
Adjourned
Thanks,
at
everybody.